And that is as live, hopefully, on Twitch, because oh boy, are we testing some new software, and oh boy, has it been an interesting hour where I, at about 11:30, got my beholder through the post. So that is still kind of sticky drying a primer down beneath me. And we both, at 5 to 12, had to restart our internet. So whoop whoop, DragonBorn Industries is back with the chaos, baby. Richard, who are you? Where can people find you?
Me, I am Richard from Warrior Prince 3D. I can be found on Instagram, Etsy, Facebook, Band of Badgers, DragonBorn Industries, somewhere down the street, randomly if you shout my name. I might appear. I'm pretty much everywhere I can be, to be honest. I am a little 3D printing company. And we handle anything from little wee ones, little wee ones, to big ones, to statues, to tabletop, to cosplay, to terrain, to anything I can fit on my printer and print for you, basically.
I think that is probably the perfect and well practiced now. 14 times he's had to introduce himself. Most of those times has resulted in his character dying, and that being the combat over and is going on with the paint show. But today is quite a big show for us, really, because I think you and I, as dungeon masters and as players and as people who really just like to nerd out over this stuff, well, I like a beholder. It's a classic monster from D&D, and I think like it's on the front of the monster manual. I mean, like I have the book right here, and it's right there. And WizKid's do a mini for this, but I, one, couldn't get hold of a mini for this, and also Richard is doing a giveaway for one of these. And Richard, do you want to talk about what the item that it is that we're going to be doing a giveaway on, which we'll talk about during the show, and I'll show you something else that we're going to be doing in the giveaway.
So I put a vote out on Instagram and I had a selection of lovely beholders to choose from. And the community voted for the one I was going to be painting and for the one that was going to be in the giveaway. The one that is in the giveaway is this beautiful piece here. This is the one that I will be painting today. Hopefully with the new... might be able to show it off a little bit.
Oh, hang on. I'll put you on a full screen there, buddy. Let's go solo layout. Oh, look at that. So who's this by?
So this one is by Collective Studio. These are the unfortunate people that no longer produce files anymore. But their entire library I have purchased from them because I thought they were excellent. And this is one of the best beholders I've seen personally, and I am a little bit in love with it. So I'm quite glad it's going to be going off to a nice new fancy pants home and to hopefully decorate someone's shelf. Yes. And these are a small selection of other beholders.
I mean, I don't know. Ahsoka was there last week, and I was like, I do like Ahsoka. But so, and you're painting that one as well, the one that's going to be given away, yeah? Not the actual one.
This is the one I'm painting today, because obviously we've got to keep it tabletop. So this is the 32mm version, slightly increased because I like bigger, and this is the 75mm version.
Which, yeah, it's just amazing. And for those of you who don't know, like Richard's 3D printing skills are just amazing. And yeah, during this giveaway as well, I'm going to be giving away one of these. This, and I'm going to switch to my other camera actually because I absolutely can do.
I'm the only one on the screen now, so where are you gone?
It's all right. I'll bring it back in because I totally know what I'm doing. I will go solo screen for me.
That's me again.
I know what I'm doing. You're off the show. You're fired. Anyway, this is a beholder that I have been working on, which is one of the chunks. We've got a nice big eye cabochon in there.
It's a beautiful thing.
I sent you a picture of this a few weeks ago, didn't I?
You did. I was very excited. Yeah.
So I'm going to be painting that up, but not painting that. I'm going to be sending that out for the giveaway. This is what I'm painting. This is a mecha beholder from Richard. And
are you painting the big one, are you?
Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Because what I think is going to be really fun is I have a Starfinder campaign coming up. And you know what? Who doesn't love a mecha beholder? So I'm going to throw that at the fuckers. Anyway, the premise of the show for everybody watching, we have 1 hour. I'm going to set a scene for Richard, who needs a level 5 character. Did you actually go away and make a level 5 character?
He's half made, yes.
Cool. Perfect. Because I usually only give Richard about 30 seconds to go to dndbeyond.com and click a random generator level 3. This week, he's had a whole week to create a level 5 because beholders are a CR 13 creature. If they're in their lair, because they are a lair creature, they are a CR 14. We're going to try and hopefully teach you a little bit about this creature today and about why it's so deadly, why I've let Richard go for a slightly higher level with his own character. And we're also going to talk about how we're painting these up. We're going to just show you that in an hour, in 1 hour, you can get something hopefully tabletop ready. I think the only mini so far that you and I haven't achieved in an hour is the solar. And shout out to Band of Badgers, because we are going to be
pretty much
painting this live. But I'm going to put some music on, and it's probably going to blare out really loud because I'm not used to this. That seems all right for me. So anybody in chat or anything like that, do let me know if it's too loud or too quiet, and I'll adjust the volumes accordingly. And then for now, so you have a level 5 character ready to go, Richard, yeah?
Yep. Literally just fine-tuning the equipment.
Oh, okay, fine-tuning the equipment is fine. I'm okay with that. I've got an hour on the clock ready to go, and I'll set a scene before we roll initiative today, because I think there's some fun things that I can do right here. So, first of all, what is your character's name and class and race?
So my character is called Andrew, and he is a Goliath Paladin.
Fuck yeah. What a class. So, Andrew. Waterdeep is the city of splendor. Spired roofs and pointed buildings are picturesque in a city where adventuring is nothing but glory and gold, and it's a prized thing to be an adventurer. And maybe you've worked your way through different parties and you've been on many different quests, but recently the Harpers have approached you. A crime syndicate, unknown until recently, has been lurking in the undershadows of Waterdeep. They believe this to be the Xanathar Guild, an unregistered guild within the city that seems to have many, many different fingers in pies. And you have been tasked, along with the other 3 members of your adventuring party, to go and fight, find, or bring this Xanathar, whoever they may be, to justice. And in terms of party, you've got yourself. We've got Mike from the Mist Lounge.
What?
We've got Craig from Dragon School Studios.
Hey.
And we've got Dave from Thatcher. Hey guys.
Hi, boyo.
Doing?
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
So Richard had no clue that we were doing this, and this is why we're on StreamYard, Richard, because I couldn't do this on Discord. So let's test the bandwidth.
That's cheeky. What that is.
So, you guys, why don't we describe some characters before we roll initiative and get the hour going? So, I'm going to start with Craig, who's up here between me and Richard. Craig, have you got a level 5 character ready to go?
I do.
Would you like to?
We have a dwarven cleric named Fargrim.
Nice.
He is of the Grave Domain.
Cool. So we have a cleric in the party. Mike from the Mist Lounge. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Would you like to tell us about your level 5 character, please?
Yeah, I have Kyvor, who is a level 5 Kobold Barbarian, Path of the Zealot.
Nice! And Dave, sat in a player spot for once.
I know. Oh, I don't get to roll dice up. In fact, I'm not rolling dice today. I'm going to do everything on D&D Beyond. So my dice rolls are going to suck. So don't pass the ball to me, whatever you do. So I am playing one of my Kingsman characters. I am playing Professor Kingsman. He is a gnome wizard. And it talks a lot like this. We're going to go through this, and he's going to drop his scrolls, and he's going to find this, and he's going to go, 1 second. I know it's my turn, but I've forgotten what I was going to say, or cast a spell, or something like that. But you go on ahead, fighters. Go on ahead.
Lovely. So we have a party for the first time on painting up the monster manual. We have a full party of 4. Now, usually we talk about the average party level, and the average party level for this party is obviously level 5. Everybody is level 5, therefore the mean average is 5. CR is based off the average party level being that level. So a CR 13 creature, they expect you, the writers of this game expect you to be level 13. So I don't hold out much hope for you all, but hopefully while we paint, we'll have a little bit of fun, because we are all painting, and the other guys here have also got their paintbrushes ready. What are you guys painting? That's a Warrior Prince 3D Beholder. Oh, we've got some whiz kids. So Craig, is that the zombie
beholder?
Yes. And Mike, what have you got? Is that the whiz kids?
I don't actually know where mine's from. I just found it on Amazon.
Nice. I like it.
Love it.
That's very, very classic. So,
And then I glued all the eyes backwards.
But yeah, you can. As Ian said, this is one of Richard's.
I love that one.
I bought from him at BadgerCon.
His little brother's here.
Oh, look at that. So, I think that I'll carry on the description in a second before we go into the combat, because let's face it, this is going to be a combat. But I'm very glad to have you all here today. Can you all hear the music? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Because I have no clue what I'm doing on StreamYard. I'm usually a player. But
I can hear it.
that'll do. The aim of this show is to show that you can paint a mini tabletop ready in around an hour. Whether we succeed at that game is a whole other ball game. And like I said earlier, me and Richard have only ever achieved failure once on this show, and that was with the Solar. So that will be coming up on Band of Badgers, twitch.tv/Band of Badgers, and on my youtube.com/Band of Badgers for the for the Great British Brush Off Warrior Prince 3D series. And I think that's on the 28th of this month. Me and Richard will be there, and Herbalist is this Saturday. So everyone should tune into that, because they are absolutely amazing. Twitch chat, I am keeping an eye on the StreamYard at the moment, so I'm going to struggle to actually see it. So I do apologize if I miss any of your messages or anything like that. But I've turned the volume up a little bit from what I can see from the chat. But either way, the party, as you find that, you are...
Can we start?
No.
Can we start? No?
No.
We've got to wait. All right, then.
So, you follow some leads, you follow some trails, and maybe like the smartest member of your party, you find out that the Xanathar has a symbol. It's like an eye with these rays of light coming off it. And you find an entrance to a sewer in the center of Waterdeep, and there seems to be one of these markings on the sewer grate. Whoa, that's loud. And you decide to go down and follow it. And after 20, 30 minutes of following these symbols and tracking through the sewers, you end up across an unusual sight, a door within the sewers, a wooden door that does not belong there, that seems to have been built in after, obviously, the sewers were around. You see the symbol on the door, and you begin stealthing your way into the lair. And what you find is it is a full guild hideout under the streets of Waterdeep. Some people are meant to be on guard, some goblins, but they're all asleep, and you manage to sneak on through. And as you do so, you realize that a lot of the tunnels in this section through this door have been carved in some kind of way. They're like perfectly round, or they are like just bits of wall that has just been somehow removed and aren't like their natural blocks. This being odd, you begin to proceed with a bit more caution until you happen across one of these holes, but it's in the roof, and it is just almost like a spear has been carved out of it, and then a tunnel bored through it. And you eventually have to like climb your way up through it, maybe using like mage hand and some rope, until you enter a chamber where it's odd. It's clearly lived in. There's no bed, but what you do see is like books all around the wall. You see like papers on desks or just stacked up on chairs. In the center of the room, there is a pedestal with a goldfish bowl on it, and you just see a tiny little goldfish swimming around. But what you notice behind it is it is like 10 foot at least tall by 10 foot wide sphere of scales and bumpy skin floating, almost like turning on an axis and then back a little bit. There is this like central eye that is completely closed and its mouth is just snoring away. And about 7 of these like huge eye stalks are just limp, but 4 of them are like still looking around. And one of them snaps towards the hole as you guys enter the room, and you just see this central eye start to open on this like blue sphere with this like yellow underneath.
Ah, who disturbs my slumber? You should not be here.
As all the eyes now focus on you as you enter this chamber. What would you like to do? I will also say loosely, if you guys want to roll initiative now, or start the hour timer so you can start paying. If you guys want to roll
Prince
initiative,
is
let me
captain
know.
here. Warrior Prince is captain.
Roll initiative then.
Mate, pick up your paintbrushes and start painting your beholders. You have 1 hour. The clock is on.
I got 14.
18.
Perfect. 18.
6.
6. Who is the 6? Sorry, is that Craig or was that?
That was me. Yes, Greg.
I got 16.
16. Okay. So the eyes snap towards you. What are you doing here? This is my lair. And you just get this sense that you are being watched from all over this room. And with an 18 going first is Mike.
Well, I think Kyvor's going to do the thing he only ever does, and that's run straight at things. So he's going to do his thing. He's going to first rage and then charge right in.
Well done.
What's it look like if Kyver rages?
Well, it's kind of odd looking because he's only 3 feet tall, wearing scale mail, but his sword is probably about a 4.5 foot tall greatsword. So very Final Fantasy-esque as he runs screaming. And as he does, he goes for a double overhand slash with that greatsword.
Yeah, well, maybe some attack rolls, buddy. As this creature just sees you coming, it's like, you see the rage building on its eyes as they all kind of like glisten and almost glow.
So with the adrenaline rushing through his body, maybe a little tear because he's terrified, he does manage to roll a 23 to hit.
Well, let's talk about the first stat block in the monster manual then, which is armor. So beholders are not wearing any armor. This is natural armor. But when we talk about monsters, I like to talk about what's called the magic 3. Armor, hit points, and damage dealing abilities. So with the beholder, as we go through this, we know that their damage dealing is incredible, and they get actions at crazy amounts of times. Their action economy is stupidly good. But 18 is their natural armor class, and it's actually, for a CR13 creature, that's kind of low for something so deadly, because their hit points are at 180. So for a level 5 party, this is going to be extraordinarily hard. I believe the encounter is deadly on D&D Beyond. But if you'd like to roll me some damage as you swing in and you make contact with like this massive body, it's hard to miss.
As he swings through for a first swing, he managed to get a 13 in damage.
13 damage. I will mark that down. 13. Okay, you going for your second attack?
No, yeah, absolutely. So he swipes down, and he's going to do the usual come right back up with that big greatsword.
Yeah.
And as he does this, his feet kind of lift the ground because the sword outweighs him a little bit. And he does a 21 on the way up.
Smash, smash. Roll some damage.
Nice rules.
And he pulls a 10 on the way up because he's not got quite as much power on the way up.
Hey, 10 more damage. It's not bad, though. It's just like Kobold goes screaming into battle in front of you. You guys being a party would know this. And gets 2 solid good hits. But the Beholder.
Worms, maggots. You are nothing but insects to be squashed.
As one of these eye tentacles looks down at you, and it almost like comes out from underneath in this really, really abnormal way. The Beholder, for anybody watching and learning about Beholders, has legendary actions, and it can take 3 legendary actions, and they are not fun. They are not fun at all. Because I will read it out for you. The Beholder can take 3 legendary actions using the eye ray option below. It can take only 1 legendary action at a time, and only at the end of another creature's turn. Beholder regains spent legendary actions at the start of its next round. So this is the first time we've really seen legendary actions properly. Is that the end of your round, Mike?
Yes.
Then, could you roll me, please, a d10? And the reason I'm having him roll a d10 is because he is selecting at random which eye beam is about to make a legendary attack against him.
We're going to go with a 5.
5! Okay. I need to get closer to read that because apparently my eyesight's getting worse. In Aberration, I think that's the word. Array. The target creature must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. So if you could make me a saving throw, please. Taking 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. These creatures do not fuck about.
Nice. He's going to pull a 25 off on that.
From the Barbarian, I would expect no less. So I'm going to roll it up in D&D Beyond because me doing any form of math here. 8d8. So I hope your hit points are good. Oh, God. That's 41 points of necrotic damage, halved to 20. How is this little kobold looking?
He's looking a little rough at this point, but he's still got that sneer on his face. And there's one more tear coming down.
So this eye stalk just comes underneath and just this tiny, it's almost like a thread of cotton at black, just comes out and just hits the kobold in the chest, and just you watch his black veins like start to trickle up his neck and then pull away again as the damage is dealt. As for a paint update for the Twitch chat, I have primed in black, and then I'm quite literally dry brushing lead belcher all over this sucker, and then I'm nearly done. So good luck to everybody else. That's right, Dave. Tabletop ready within an hour. There's a reason I went with the Mecha Beholder, because there's nothing like doing metallics in about 10 minutes. So, it is now, however, the Beholders go. So the first thing first, it gets all of its legendary action attacks. It has 3 until the start of its next turn. It also, they're not dumb creatures. Their stat block, their strength is 0, their dex is +2, their con is +4, their intelligence is +3, their wisdom is +2, and their charisma is +3. They are clever, they are smart, and unlike the Bahia and unlike other creatures and monstrosities we face that act on impulse, these things are thinkers. They are horrific xenophobes, so they think they are their own perfect kind, and they do not like other people interfering with their nefarious plans. And even when asleep, they keep some eyes open so they can always keep a watch out, because as is the name with Beholder, they like to behold many things, and they are insanely paranoid. And the Xanathar is one of the most paranoid ones, as he is a crime boss in the city of Waterdeep. And on its go, being smart, it's going to take the disengage action away from this angry kobold that has managed to get close enough to hit it and has not died. And it just begins to hover straight up because it has that ability. So they have a speed of 0, but they have a fly speed of 20 feet. And it just, in this huge cavernous chamber underneath Waterdeep that's been carved out with some kind of ray, you would imagine, just floats 20 feet up into the air. Dave, you're a magic caster, aren't you?
I am.
as it is facing towards the party, you just feel like your magic isn't going to work at the moment. And for everybody watching, this is because the ability of a beholder as an aberration is an anti-magic cone. So the beholder's central eye creates an area of anti-magic as an anti-magic field spell with a 150-foot cone that starts at the center of its eye. So, and depending on which way it's facing, depends on which way that cone does. But currently, it's facing the party. So, you would have to go around to one of the sides for that to work. However, it moves up. It's facing you all, and I'm gonna have to roll this because I don't know who to pick. So, I'm gonna grab a D4, and it's gonna be Craig 1, Richard 2, Dave 3, Mike 4. Oh, Mike, I'm so sorry, bud. Could you roll me a D10, please? This is Mike's first time here on DragonBorn Industries, and he could be out of here, but he still lasted longer than Richard did last week, who was done in 1 turn, 6 seconds against the
bloody Bahir, yeah.
I got a 1, so let's hope that's not horrible.
Oh, it's not bad. It's actually one of the best ones to go with.
I think 1's actually the best, if I remember correctly.
You remember correctly, because this is the charm ray. So, I would like to make me a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, please.
Yeah, that's not my best stat coming on there.
It's not for a... No, it's really not. You want to be... As a barbarian, you want to be taking damage, not taking wisdom saves.
11.
Okay. The second eye, as it's up in the air, just like... It's horrible. It's so graphic, this like tendril of meat, blue and yellow, just underneath again. It sits next to the black eye that just launched a ray at you, and it just like your vision goes to tunnel, and you just hear in your head,
"We are friends, yes, we are friends. Stand still and stay there, good little kobold."
You are charmed by this creature. You don't see your friends as enemies when you're charmed, but you certainly don't see this as a hostile creature anymore. That will be the end of the Beholder's go as it looks to you all. And with a 14, was that you, Richard?
Say that again.
I got 14.
16, sorry, because the Beholder was 17.
16.
Yeah, Richard, you're up.
Okay, so quick DM question first.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Did we know we were coming as a party, coming down to kill a beholder?
No.
You did not. You only knew that the Xanathar was the crime boss. However, with the logo that you saw on places, I will allow you to retrospectively make me an Arcana check. The reason I'm choosing Arcana is because beholders are aberrations, and they are not the normal thing that you would expect to find in a city. I think this is a fair way of seeing if a character or a player knows whether or not they know something about it. I would also say, actually, if you had some kind of background that allowed you to be proficient in knowing about crime of the city, or if you took on like a detective role in your backstory or whatever, I could also allow you to roll history, or if you were proficient in it in some way.
Okay, so I rolled a 13.
13. No, I'm afraid not. It's you knew it wasn't humanoid, but you didn't know the extent of this problem. But yeah, what would you like to do?
Okay. Is it within my striking range, being a giant?
You're a Goliath, yeah?
Yep.
So you technically still do class as a medium creature, I'm afraid. What weapon are you wielding, however?
Longsword.
No, it is hovering 20 foot above the ground, so I'm afraid it's going to be just out of reach.
Okay. Is there anything I can get to that I can get to it?
Oh, you think so? You think that like maybe by moving a chair or one of these desks or something around, that yeah, you could probably like jump up, and I'd allow something like an athletics check or an acrobatics check to see if you've got the strength or the guile to get up there.
Okie dokie. Athletics.
Yes.
Is a solid 25.
Oh, you watch as Andrew, longsword in hand, jumps off.
As I run to jump, the giant Goliath goes, "In the name of the almighty Odin, I'm going to smite you, you horrible little bastard."
Oh, you little brat.
This Bristolian South
jumps up, and I will
Make it
slash twice.
do it. Make the attack.
Action.
This could be big.
Okay. So we have a solid 18.
It's going to hit just. That is its armor class.
Sorry, tell it 2 seconds. As I'm running and shouting, my bonus action, I'm going to use my vow of enmity.
Yeah.
So basically, I now have advantage to hit the creature.
Even better. Make the attack roll. Oh, so yeah.
Okay. Doesn't change the first attack. The first attack's a dirty 20.
Okay. You want to roll damage on that one first?
It's all right. Second attack's a 22.
Both are going to hit. So roll some damage on the first one for me.
Okay, I'm going to pump 2 smites into them.
Yeah, of course you are. Why wouldn't you? So for those of you watching and maybe haven't played a paladin, paladins are crazy good because they don't follow the rule of 1 spell per turn because it's when you hit with an attack. So they can pump a spell into, like Divine Smite, into the attack. They can hit again on the second attack, pump another Divine Smite into it, and then when they make an opportunity attack, they can also pump it. That's 3 spells per turn at crazy levels. They just don't get that many of them. But yeah, so if you're pumping in some smites, roll me some damage, please. While you do that, I am taking some Necron compound, and I am highlighting the top edges of all of these ridges and these metal plates on this mecha beholder. And how's everybody else doing for paint? How are they?
51 points of damage.
Oh! On the first attack, yeah?
Well done.
Yeah. That's both attacks.
Both attacks. Okay, cool. I was like, fuck,
We needed that.
I want to see if that affects the charm. No, it's for 1 hour or until the beholder harms the creature. Unfortunately, Mike, you're still charmed, so we'll save that. So that's your 2 attacks. I'm not going to make you roll a save because that the athletic ability check was so high when you went to go jump, and you land on the ground beneath it. Is there anything else from yourself?
No, I'll turn back around and sort of shield up, ready in a defensive position.
Well, I hope you do, because the anger on this thing's face, as most of the eye tendrils, one stays looking at this kobold, one stays looking at the other members of the party, but the other eyes all point to you. You filthy, righteous brat! You know not who you strike! And it looks really wounded. That hit was heavy, but I need you to roll me a d10. Richard.
D10. D10. Oh, shit. That's a 9.
A 9 is a disintegration rate.
Yeah, that's right.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed at a DC 16 dexterity saving throw. A paladin special, we call that. So if you'd like to roll that up.
Oh my god, 18.
You watch as one of these eyes, it's a low roll, I'm going to say, on my part here, on D&D Beyond. It just turns green, and this beam of light just slowly makes its way out and connects to your shield. It manages to block part of it away, and just like the rest of it goes into you, and you just feel like your life force being withered away. It is 38 points of damage, halved to that is going to be 16 points of damage.
38, 19 points.
Sure, 19 points of damage. You give yourself those extra ones when I make a mistake.
I don't want to be unfair and get shouted at.
Hey, I'm not going to shout at you. That's the best way to do it. Hey, Richard, for being honest, have inspiration.
Hey.
So, this legendary action, disintegration rate, and you manage to like brush part of it off with the shield, but it smashes into your armor, and you just feel the damage. You feel that withering effect. Dave. Kingsman, Professor Kingsman, you are up.
Okay. Got a bit of a problem here, chaps. I'm just going to charge, okay? So I'm going to dash straight for him, and then I'm going to pick up the hem of my cloak. I'm going to skid on my knees under the beholder and come out the other side, hopefully about 10 feet away, maybe more, if I can double move. If it all depends if the DM will allow that.
I would say that you can get that within one movement. So you don't need to spend your action. You can just run out over there, skid across, get to the other side of it, and you feel your magic back inside you. This arcane prowess now back as you're outside of the cone of antimatter.
So how far away from him am I?
I'd say that you're 10 foot out the other side, and it's 20 foot up in the air. So roughly 15-ish kind of thing.
Okay. I want to keep walking backwards if I can.
Yep, sure.
And when I'm in, I don't think I'll get to it this round. But what I'm planning is to fireball the motherfucker.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can launch that now if you want.
I want to keep walking backwards, and then so anyone who doesn't know, Professor Kingsman has a fetish for fire. So I'm just going to keep walking backwards, and I'm going to summon this magic through my body, down my arms, and you see this small sun appear in my hands. And I'm whirling this thing up as I'm priming it and getting it ready. And as I'm still walking backwards, maybe I'll get as far away as I can. And then I'm... I will launch the fireball, and it will... fly across the room like a comet up into. If the beholder has a backside, that's where I'm aiming.
Yeah. So I would say that you're level 5. You would know that obviously fireball has a decent effect with it. The two characters, Kyber and Andrew, are now 20 feet beneath it. Obviously, the range on a fireball is a 20-foot radius, is it not? You know that if you were to place it just above it by 5 feet, it would get the beholder and not those guys.
There we go.
Either that, or are you an evocation wizard?
I'm a wizard.
He doesn't look that far into it. So I
what is your speciality?
Everybody do dex save.
No, just me. But if
you,
just me. If nobody else is in it. If what Richard asking you is, what's your arcane specialization? Is it evocation?
No. So originally, when I created Professor Kingsman, he was an illusionist. But due to his time in Barovia for Curse of Strahd, he has created, or somehow just got a fetish for fire, and he's a bit of a pyromaniac now.
Fair enough. Well, the dex save with the +2 on the stat block for dex is a 15 +2 for a 17. What is your CR?
I'm trying to find it. There you go. 17.
17. So it makes it. So it's going to take half damage. Roll it up.
Okay, here we go. Boom. I think we have a stuck dice. Here we go. 34 points of damage.
And that's going to be half.
Total. Yeah.
Total. Wow. Yeah. 34. Okay. So send it up, and you all watch as the chamber is just blinding red hot fire and orange bright light as you just say,
I see your little tricks, wizard.
And it just, you hear this scream, and it like you smell charred flesh. The guys beneath it, Andrew and Kyber, you look up, and Andrew, you're like, you brace with the shield. Kyber, you just stare into the fire. It doesn't get you, but it is hot. And at the end of your go, with its third and final legendary action, it is going to, Kingsman, could you roll me a d10, please? Because that was a lot of damage. And while you roll that d10, I'll show up what I've done so far, which is just to lead belcher over black, and then I've used some Necron compound just to highlight those top edges. and minus the eyes, I'm pretty much there. How's everybody else doing paint-wise?
My roll is 9.
I'm playing around with a bit of contrast and seeing what interesting blends I can get with it.
Nice. How are Mike, Craig, and Dave getting on with their painting?
It's getting there.
Oh, it's very blue. I like it. I like deep, like really bright colors. Craig, that's looking awesome, man. That looks disgusting. How are you doing, Dave?
This is... I'm going for a red. So
Yes.
I've got bone protrusions all over. And we're going for res. So there we have.
Do you guys think you will be tabletop ready within an hour?
No.
Which is actually 35 minutes.
50-50.
I do. How about you, Richard?
I might be shoddy tabletop ready.
Nice. And I think shoddy is absolutely fine. We're just saying tabletop ready. So I think for people like us who sit around and paint minis quite a bit, then that is absolutely fine. You rolled a 9, Kingsman.
I did.
The disintegration ray.
Oh.
That eye that was looking at Andrew now turns to you, still green and like almost undulating with power as you see this like tiny black pupil here in its center. You can die now. And I need a dexterity saving throw, DC 16, please.
Okay. Beep boop. Oh, I got 14 plus 3. That's 17.
Yes, Dave. Yes.
On D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Who
You
says
see it coming,
it's
and you
crap?
go to dive behind a table or a chair as it catches the bottom end of your cloak or your boot. It is 48 points of damage, half to 24.
24. Thank you very much.
How are you looking?
Boom. I am half damaged.
Okay. It is out of legendary actions. And, Craig, it is your go. Div 78, can they cut the tentacles off? Believe it or not, they actually can't. This is one of those creatures where you think that would be done, but like in standard rules written, all shots are not going to be picked. And with that, it's a bit unfortunate. There are creatures like ropers that you can chop their tentacles off, and they have their own set AC. However, I think that if you had like a high enough roll, if you rolled a crit, and you were like, I'm specifically before like rolling, you were like, hey, I'd like to cut an eye stalk off. I would probably allow it if you got that crit. And I know that Dave plays by the same rules in terms of like, if you call something a called shot and then roll a crit, you get it. And I think that would work. But the danger is getting that close to a beholder or just being near one altogether. Sorry if I've missed any questions in chat so far. I'm getting really
Don't
into this
hold
combat.
back, everybody. This enemy is highly intelligent and
wow,
made of magic. Don't
Yes,
hold back.
it is. Aberration. What we'll do is we'll also mention now that we're about halfway through how we're going to run the giveaway. So this is going to be for that beholder that Richard has printed out, and for the beholder dice, which is this one right here that I've done at one of our chunks at DragonBorn Industries. Basically, we're going to run this for the month. So on the last day of the month, which for September is it the 31st or the 30th? I think it's the 31st, isn't it?
No,
No, it's
30th.
30th. On the 30th of September, all you have to have done is comment on this video with the word beholder, and on the 30th we will do a random generator and select one of you from the YouTube comments, and you will get that beholder mini sent out to you along with the beholder trump dice. And yeah, that's as simple as it's going to be as we just try and get past that horrible change to the algorithm that's hitting us both at the moment. And Craig, what would you like to do for your go?
So I am going to, for my action, use one of my 3rd level spell slots, and I'm going to cast Aid on the party.
Nice.
That will bolster everybody at 3rd level by 10 hit points.
Is that 10 temporary hit points, yeah?
Yep, 10 temporary hit points.
Amazing.
And then as my bonus action, I am going to cast where is a cantrip. And I am going to cast Sacred Flame, which is a dex saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw with that +2 it gets. Oh, it's a 17 again. What's your DC?
14.
If it passes, and I believe that's no damage on a Sacred Flame. But the party, those 10 temporary hit points. Anything else from yourself?
That is it.
Okay, so how's it look when you cast your magic?
I will drop to a knee, and as I concentrate on my spell, my clutching my necklace, which is my my focus, and the Sacred Flame will burst through from the tip of the quarterstaff that I'm carrying, and just
Very cool.
Nice. Kind of like smashes into the Xanathar, and you see it kind of just like almost smash it away with its just immense body, and it doesn't seem to affect it. It's like looks towards you and Andrew with its dark eyes and is like, "You men of gods, you are nothing to me. I am nothing but the creation of the best and worst dreams. I am the best possible me I could be, and I will destroy you for intruding on my place." But it doesn't have a legendary action to take, so it can't shoot a ray at you. So Div says, if it's made of magic, could they cast a spell to expel all magic from the area, and would BHAG damage it? Not quite, but you could put like an anti-magic field in. Everything that the Beholder does is technically an ability, not magic, which is absolutely crazy. Sorry, Richard, were you going to say something?
Yeah, obviously with travelling with a party, Dave, do I know your spell abilities? Do you have the ability to make a illusion?
Only a very minor one. So if you want an apple or a bell chime,
does anyone have the ability to make a large illusion?
No,
I do not.
Never mind. The reason I ask is because one tactic to fight a beholder is with a beholder. So
yes,
all beholders think they are unique, and they cannot stand any other beholder. And
this is very true. They believe that they are the absolute zenith of their race, each individual one, and they are very, very territorial and xenophobic. So if they even think that there is another one close by, they will do what they can to kill it. And it is a fantastic way of fighting them, which is absolutely right. So for anybody who is maybe not a DM or maybe wants to put in a bit of story role, you could like befriend an NPC one and have it fight another one for layer or territory or for crime ground, which would be amazing. However, we move to the top of the round, and I'm not going to do layer actions here in the middle of the water, but it is Kaiba who stands there armed. I wouldn't normally do this because it's not rules as written, but it's not as fun when you're just stuck out of a fight, especially when it's his first time here at DragonBorn ENTRE. So I will give you another wisdom saving throw.
I will take that happily. How about a 15?
I'm afraid it is a DC 16. You remain charmed.
You know what? I look into his eyes, and there's just something about him, and I just want to give him a quick hug.
So this beholder now,
That's
20.
it. Wrap him up.
You jump and try and like give him a hug, and I'd say there's like a desk near you that you can jump off. Make me an athletics check or an acrobatics check, your choice. And while you do that, I will show you guys what I'm doing with the eyes. I have taken some cabochons and I'm gluing them in there because this morning when I grabbed this out of the box, they were the perfect size from my dice making stuff, and that is how we are going to do.
That is a result and a half.
That's nice.
There you go.
Very nice.
I'm done.
So Kybor climbs on the desk and jumps up and He must slip on a piece of paper or something because he just doesn't make it with an 11.
Oh, an 11. Okay. I don't say you go prone or anything like that, but you jump. You're like, it's going to be all right, or whatever it is that you say to this creature, and it just almost like knocks you back gently with one of its eye stalks. Anything else from your go?
Just a small, sad look that I didn't get to give him a hug.
Yeah. Well, it looks down at you with that same eye. Pathetic. D10, please.
A 7.
7. Okay, we have a new eye ray. Oh, God. Really, I'm taking you out of the fight here. This is the sleep ray. The target creature must succeed a DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
Really?
Fall asleep.
Love it.
So make me that DC 16 saving throw, please.
9.
Well, I've got some good news for you. You're no longer charmed, my friend.
Because now,
as you now are asleep, and you just watch as this, like, it's almost like an ethereal like cloud comes out and then like surrounds this barbarian kobold and just gets real low and just starts. I mean, does he snore? Is he a snorer?
Absolutely.
Or is he
oh yeah.
Oh,
like
a
dragon
dragon
breath snoring. Yep.
snoring away. You guys would know, especially magic casters, that you could wake him up with spending your action to wake him up. But yeah, you are asleep. Ibar. To which end it is now the Beholder's go, and having been attacked by magic, the first thing it does is it turns around 180 degrees and puts Kingsman back in the center of that cone, and you feel that magic snapped again, and then it hovers 20 foot away across the room. So it's still 20 foot off the ground, but it's now probably around 40 foot away from you, Kingsman, 20 foot away from the other guys, and probably just above you, Craig, as it looks with an eye stalk down towards you. Men of God, I will show you power. Can I have a D10, please, Craig? His character name I've forgotten, I apologize. What was your character's name again?
Fargrim.
Fargrim, I'm so sorry. Fargrim, make me a D10 roll, please.
D10. Just one. Come on, stop it.
Hey, Herbalist, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I keep missing a
That
load
would
of
be a
things
3.
A 3. Okay. We are fighting a Beholder. They're doing all right for a party of level 5s. However, I'm now done with my paint job, so I can actually crack on. And we'll show you those in a second. Number 3, the targeted creature must make a DC 16 wisdom saving throw or be frightened for 1 minute. As it looks down, men of God, I will show you fear.
You want a wisdom save?
Yes, please. It should be good for you as a cleric.
Should be. That was a natural 1 plus 6 for a 7.
What are you doing? No!
Almost black eye with this like slightly grayed pupil of like a slit just stares at you, and your eyes go wide, and that tunnel vision sets in so that you can just see this eye, and this mind, this voice in your mind creeps in. I will destroy your god. I will destroy you, and I will take everything you love to the grave. And fear just cripples over you. While you are frightened, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against the creature if you can see it, and you cannot move any closer to it by choice. You don't have to run away, but you can't move closer to it. But it's hovering 20 foot above you right now. That is the end of its go. Richard, Andrew, you turn around.
Oh, you will let your evil spread, you horrible beast! And I'm going to try and go for it again.
Okay, so you've got to run 20 foot across the room. You've got to try and like duck past this goldfish bowl, and then you like Do you try and launch off a chair or a desk or something?
Yeah. I'll acrobatics again and launch. Athletics, sorry, and launch. Oh, nat 20 on the athletics.
Beauty.
28.
Yep, so absolutely, you launch into the air, sword in hand. Make your attack rolls, buddy.
I've got to bring the actual webpage up now.
How are you all doing for painting? You have 20 minutes left. Oh, I like the blue. Look at that purple as well. Craig's getting there with the eye.
I've got black fingers from priming as well, so it's great.
Because Richard and I primed it about 10 minutes before the show.
Yep. Right,
you
okay,
doing?
so still with advantage. That's a 16.
16 misses. The first sword. Do you like try and plunge it in? Do you try and swing it?
Jump up and try and swing through. The second one's a nat 20.
Oh, yes.
This is where paladins really come in clutch. Because I'm going to presume that you're pumping a smite into this as well.
Fucking right I am.
Okay, so one of the house rules we have here, and it's usually decided at the start of a campaign, but because this is a one-shot wonder, I will give it to the party to decide. Would you like to roll the dice and double it, or would you like to max the dice and roll again?
As in, so max dice and then roll a second time?
Yep.
I'll max dice and roll a second time.
Okay, so this is a house rule that I have here at DragonBorn Industries where crits are nasty both ways, so you get maximum effect on the dice, and then you roll them again to make sure that you either get something good or something bad. But it works both ways, both towards the party and against it. And yeah, it's your choice. You rolled the first nat 20, and max that all out, and then roll it again.
Okay, so 24. 24 is obviously the max dice.
Yep.
32. 41, 46 total damage.
And then add the modifiers. Nice. So,
That is
46, did you say?
That is with modifier. Yeah, 46 with modifier.
How's it look when you pump a smite into your strikes?
So as I jump up, I swing through, and you see the golden sort of light emanate through my arms and into my blade, to the very tip of the blade as I strike down.
And
you almost sort of smell ozone and the crackle of things as it goes through the arc of the blade.
There's this lightning and this like ozone smell just like slices through this beholder's skin, almost taking one of the eye tentacles with it. You hear this wretched beings as it just writhes in pain. Its tentacles, now like a worm that's been picked up by a bird, start to flail and flap around. Its central eye is starting to like blink rapidly, and things when you feel the magic turning on and off in this anti-magic field as it's wincing as it closes its eye, and it's just holding on. It's still got quite a few hit points because it started with 180 base, but it is looking badly hurt. Anything else from your go as you land on the ground?
That is me done. It's basically just moving defensive, and I need to stay in range of it.
Okay. It screams, "I will kill you!" And so many of its eye stalks face down towards you, and I need a D10, please.
This is going to be pretty. D10 roll. That is an 8.
8. Okay. This is Petrification Ray. The target creature must make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw. We got the Paladin special again. Kind of a dex save, please.
A dex?
On a failed
Are
save.
you trying to kill me?
Yes.
Abilities and something.
Every one of you.
Dex save. That is a 19 on the dex save.
Okay. On a failed save, the creature begins to turn to stone and is restrained, and it must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. Unless its extra save, the effect ends. You are not affected as you see this, like, it's almost like the eyeball turns to stone, and then you feel your body starting to stiffen up. You just like, and you like maybe like say a prayer in your mind to your god, and you just feel like it shrug off your body. That's the end of its legendary action. That's the end of your go.
Odin is clearly with me today.
Kingsman, its eye reopens and its central eye is pointed in your direction. So you are back within that anti-magic field. It's about 40 feet away from you. It is your turn, my friend.
I am going to run over to the goldfish bowl.
Yes.
And I will pull out a vial, a very horrible vial of poison. And I will uncork it, and I will almost pour it in the water.
What are you doing? No.
What am I doing? Well, let me tell you, explain it for as long as I can. I am simply distracting you. And I'll let someone else have a go.
Can you make an intimidation check, please? So Dave, I know, knows something here, and I'm completely fine with that because it's a one-shot. And
it is only a 12.
You know what? The DC's right there in the middle at a 10 for this because...
On Xanthar's guide, he's got a goldfish roll, isn't he?
Yes,
well, he was talking about it. He was talking about it.
I mentioned it right at the start because the Xanathar has a pet goldfish called Silver, and it fucking loves that creature. So much so, it will do anything it can to keep it alive. And one of I love like the lore around the Xanathar. I love the lore around Beholders, and I love Beholders as NPCs. And the fact that this xenophobic, racist, horrible creature has this one tiny thing that it loves, this fish, that it is just so, that is my pet. Touch it and die. And you just watch, it's like every single eye stalk comes off away from everybody else. I will say with that intimidation, all effects end. So Kaiba, you are now no longer charmed. You are no longer raging, I'm afraid, but you are no longer charmed as every eye stalk turns towards Kingsman. But it does not take a legendary action. And I will let you leave if you run now. And if that is the end of your go.
Yeah, that is it. So all the attention is on me. Companions, do whatever you can.
Yeah, and you see like all of the attention is on Kingsman right now. Olgrim, you're up.
Okay, what can I do? Not a lot.
You can do everything.
I am
you just have to
shaking in my boots.
What is he? All you got to do is swing away.
Is the fear effect still in place? If you said everything,
no, everything dropped.
Effects are gone. It has focused its entire being on Kingsman, and that's right.
All right, so no fear, nothing to worry about.
Oh, no fear. Okay. Then I will summon my spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Tell us how that looks and how that goes.
As I come back to my reality of not being frightened, I will smack the quarterstaff on the ground, and you just feel this vibration take place. And all of a sudden you see this kind of ethereal looking scythe just come up from behind me. And it's going to make an attack.
Go for it.
What's our timer, Ian?
You have 11 minutes, 50 seconds.
Eh.
Do you think you'll be tabletop ready?
I hope so.
How about
That
you?
is a nat 20 plus 6, 26 to hit.
Olgrim, if you would like to max the damage on that hit and then roll again, please.
Okay, so how do you want me to do that now?
Oh,
You drop.
Ian's on hold.
Nope.
Ian's on hold.
Hold,
ready.
please. Elevator music.
We interrupt this stream to bring you a crashed PC.
I hope not. I mean, we all go.
It will suddenly. If
there we go. Oh, I lost
he's back.
I was so scared. I don't know what happened. Yeah. What's your damage roll?
Okay, damage roll.
Yes. First round of max dice, and then roll the damage.
A 8 damage.
What do you normally roll for it? How many dice?
2d8 plus 3.
Okay, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19 points of damage. Now roll another two. Yeah, and then another 2d8 on top of that.
7.
7. Okay, so that's 19, 26. As this scythe makes another slice, and you watch as another eye stalk starts to look like it's about to come off. That's a bonus action, I believe, to cast spiritual weapon and attack with it, which means that you still got an action, my friend.
Yes, and that. Who's near me?
Currently, 20 foot away from you is Andrew and Kyber, and about 25 foot away by this goldfish bowl is Kingsman. Above you, 20 feet, is the Beholder Xanathar.
Is Kyber currently? Is he still asleep?
No.
No, all effects have ended.
Oh, all effects have ended. Great. I don't have to spare the dying. I will go ahead and wisdom save. I don't know. We'll go ahead and try Toll the Dead.
Let's go. What do I need to do? Wisdom save?
Toll the Dead is you point at one creature. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So wisdom for its saving throws is one of its proficient ones.
Yep.
I'm going to get a plus 7 to this. 17 plus 7 for a 24.
Yep. I miss.
So the bell chimes out, and it just ignores it. It just doesn't seem to have affected it. Its focus is solely on Kingsman and that vial right now. It hasn't even registered that you tried to attack it. It probably registers the wincing pain of the slide. Please, please leave Silver alone. At the top of the round, Kyber, you're up.
So Kyber yawns because he's had a bit of a nap.
Yeah.
I've got about 20 feet off from him.
Yeah.
I have the good old 50-foot of rope. I would really love to lasso one of the eye stalks and just start climbing.
Make me a. This would be dex space, I'd say, to really kind of whip it around and get it up there. So and to get it on target. So yeah, give me just a dexterity check. I'll make the DC a bit lower because it is completely distracted and it is only focusing on Kingsman.
So Kyber used to ride these giant lizards when he was young. So he's really good at this, and he pulls off a 19.
Yeah, you lasso onto one of the eye stalks, and again, it pulls the beholder, because it's hovering. It does, but it affirms its position, eyeing up Kingsman. And yeah, you have a rope attached to it.
All right, so I would just like to right up till I can get as close as I can.
Yeah, you can get on it.
All right, now
the entire time it's pleading, please leave Silver alone.
Was that my action to do that?
I'll give you another one. It's a one shot. It really
fair
doesn't
enough.
matter. So feel free to proper action.
I'm going to hold the rope with one hand, take that big ass greatsword, and just try to slice right into its underbelly.
Nice.
Lovely. Give me an attack roll with advantage because it is just focus on Kingsman as it pleads with you.
fear in its voice.
And I can hear that fear. And so I'm going to capitalize on that as I roll a 26 to drive my greatsword right into its belly.
Roll some damage, buddy.
Yeah.
You've got 5 minutes on your paint jobs, guys.
And I'm going to pull a 17 as I twist that blade when I pull it back out.
Twist the blade. And tell me how you kill the Xanathar.
Hooray!
Well done.
17 left.
As I stabbed in, I could feel this boom, 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 like I hit a heart. And so my sword vibrates when I twist it out. And as I ride, I climb the rope a little higher. And with my greatsword waving in a circle in the air, I give it the old yee-haw as I ride that beholder to the ground.
And with that, you watch as its last words, you feel that heart beat on your sword. Please. And it's like a wet balloon filled with slime as it just drops, not slowly, just across the floor, or as it doesn't explode, but like the ichor coming out of where you hit and the shape of this thing, which was kept together with this aberration being just slumped into like when you kind of like throw I don't know if you ever had those like balloons of like flour that your kids get at school that they play with and make, and when you throw them at something they like misshape and they're no longer round. That and its eye stalks just like lay across the floor, twitching like one of those legs that you see in on a dead guard, let's say, that maybe you guys would have seen in some of your adventures, just twitching away. Its eyes remain open. Kingsman, you feel that anti-magic field just dissipate altogether, and you stand there in this large chamber, books around, and that sense of being watched disappears. And that is where we would come out of an encounter, and we would carry on with a story. And for a party of level 5 guys, that was some hella damage. You took that thing down quick.
We're awesome.
You really are. So, I mean, like, beholders are not to be sniffed at. They are horrible, horrible creatures that I would not throw at a party of level 5s. So well done. How did you guys find that, and how are you doing with your paint jobs?
That was a lot of fun. Painting.
That's what me and Richard do every week.
Not enough time.
Or not enough.
Dave Craig.
Pardon me, sir?
Sorry. I was going to say, Dave Craig, how are you getting on with your beholders? Ah, look at that.
Craig, you go first.
Bring it up to full screen for a moment. Let's see. Whoop. That's looking horrible. I like the blue on the eyes, like that grey kind of milky blindness.
Yeah, I'm going to go over it with a transparent white also.
That's very cool. How about you, Dave? How are you getting on? You've got 2 minutes, 40 seconds left.
Here we go.
Dude, that's not bad for coverage. Like the bone and red out of that entire time. That's really good,
Yeah.
man.
So I haven't done the detail on the eye stalks there, but
No.
yeah, all the back is done. All the tentacles are done.
What red is that? That's so bright.
That is blood red.
Nice.
There you go.
How about you,
And,
Mike? How are you getting on? Grab that. There we go. I really like that blue. And the yellow popping off that. That's awesome. Very, very cool. How are you guys finding the pressure of trying to get something tabletop ready in an hour?
I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's a lot easier painting something big than it is painting something small.
I said that to Richard right at the start of this when we talked about the Tarrasque, which will be coming up.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to paint that because I'm going to use the primer as the heavy lifter and I'm going to dry brush the shit out of it. And that's that. And Richard, how are you getting on? You think you're tabletop ready?
Shoddy ready. I'm just trying to get the eye done.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
It's looking good.
Yeah, man. Like that wet blending down at the base of those purples and stuff. That's awesome. God damn, son. That's amazing. You guys are doing so well. I love it. Let's bring that back to. Ooh, that's great. You can tell I'm not used to StreamYard yet. I'm just clicking buttons and seeing what happens. So have you guys found that you've used beholders before in encounters? Have you seen them in play as players? Like, have you used them in your campaigns before?
I've used one in a campaign. It was back when I was D&D with my old man, and I had 2 veterans basically in the party, and they ended up basically on top of the beholder. My old man with his awesome halfling monk and the rogue, and they basically managed to climb up on top of it, rope it, and start stabbing the living shit out of it, whilst avoiding the eye stalks to a degree because they were able to rope a couple together.
I love it. How about Mike, Craig, Dave?
I have years. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, your time is up.
Time's up.
Time is up.
Ah.
There it is. So, 1 hour tabletop ready. I'm going to say that I feel like I achieved that because I, pre-show, knew that I was going to get the Sentinel-style mecha beholder that I'm going to be using for Starfinder, and I knew that with the eyes, I had those cabochons around that would be roughly the same size. So, I think, 3 paints. It was a primer of black. It was a. I'll bring that up to the full screen. Yeah, primering in black. Then I did lead belcher, dry brush heavy all over, and then I did some Necron compound on the highest points, and then I just glued those cabochons in there because, the mini was printed by Richard to be the perfect size for them. So I was very happy that was done within about 25, 30 minutes, and I'm happy to throw that down on a table as table ready. Definitely doable in an hour.
Nice.
Like that. Let's bring me up. Let's have a look at you, Mike. Let's see how you're getting on, and let's see what you've managed to do in an hour. Hell yeah. Do you think that you would be happy to throw that on the table? Nice.
Yeah, I think I would. I would have liked a little bit more time to play with the eye sockets, but
yeah, definitely. But
it came out pretty good.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like the light blue on the inside of the mouth. I like the green on the teeth. The yellow for the eyes really pop. And like that's being one of the WizKids minis. That's the other thing that we like to show off here is that you don't have to have expensive minis. And although we like having the high detail 3D print ones, I try and use the WizKids ones where possible. And I'm glad that both Mike and Craig had those today because it showcases again what you can get for that money, and again how easy they are to paint because it looks like. I mean, what blue is that? It's amazing.
So it's really cheap paint, and I have no idea.
But again, you don't have to get expensive paint either because last week I was doing the Bahir in the acrylics from a hobby craft store, which
and that's what this is.
Yeah, because it's still acrylic paint. Craig, let's have a look at your beholder.
Beholder that I was lucky enough to find.
Yes, like me, you struggled to get hold of one. So what have you used for that skin then?
So that is a base of Army Painter Necrotic Flesh. Over the top of it, I hit, what was that? Speed Paint, Brownish Decay with about a 50-50 mix in that in the medium. Used a little of a grayish blue for the eye. And then I still plan to come back with some transparent white over the top of them.
Nice.
So
nice. And yeah, Dave, I guess, did you manage to get any of the eyes done or?
No, I managed to get right up to do the eyelid on this one.
That's so good.
But it's not going to focus. But yeah, there we go. It's nice. It's a great model, loads of detail. I love the colors.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I just realized that Craig's wearing more merchandise than I am. he's repping my brand more than me.
Well, you talked about brands. Actually, let's talk about who everybody is, because we didn't get a chance to do that with the surprise at the start of the show. So actually, Dave, I'm going to bring you back up first. Do you want to tell us who you are, where people can find you, and I'll make sure links of that go in the description below.
Sure. I will put my... Look, I've got paint all over my fingers. I am Dave. Hello. I am Band of Badgers. Well, I'm one of them. I'm Chief Badger. There you go. We are a TTRPG club based here in the UK. We have about 100 members, and once a year we have BadgerCon. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/bandofbadgers. We do live playthroughs for D&D, Pathfinder, multiple different systems. We have a painting show called The Great British Brush Off, which is aimed at beginners. And we have pro painters from all around the world, including Richard, Ian, and Craig have all appeared on the show. And in fact, we're doing one 13 or Kim or Herbalist 13 or X333, whatever you want to be called. And we'll be here with Richard on Saturday. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm going to be tuning into that. It's going to be so good. And I'm going to skip the camera along to my friend Mike here from the Mist Lounge. Mike, do you want to tell us who you are, where people can find you, where you stream, and all the goodness of the Mist Lounge?
Absolutely. We are a small studio that are currently doing a dual stream. D&D, it's a 1 to 20 campaign. We're on year 2 almost now. And it's a pretty fun adventure split by 300 years where each campaign affects the other. You can find us on YouTube at The Mist Lounge and on Twitch at The Mist Lounge and at The Mist Lounge Studios on Instagram.
Amazing. And again, I'll put links in the description below. As we move across, my friend Craig, who I met through Band of Badgers and who we've had a few streams before with each other, and we've had a lot of fun. And he's let me use his StreamYard today for this amazing show. And yeah, Craig, who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm Craig. I'm have my own little studio, Dragon Skull Studios, and right now the best place to find me is on Instagram at D&D Painter 76. And I am looking forward to an upcoming show with Dave and the Band of Badgers later this month.
Yeah, Craig will be. We're painting some D&D frameworks.
Yes.
Nice. And because he's here, and because unlike Steve, he actually gets some screen time. Richard, who are you? Where can people find you?
I am Richard from Warrior Prince 3D. You guys can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, anywhere through DragonBorn Industries and Band of Badgers. I am a little 3D printing company catering for all your tabletop and collectible needs, including such things as this I wanted to show off today.
Oh, yes, we love this.
Oh.
That is looking really nice.
Yeah.
So, Bitch and Madness, this is their newest release this month. They have rather wonderfully lovely things. So every one of their little minis comes with its own diorama. You can just get the mini on its own, or you can get the diorama itself. And this month looks like a warlock with a little dragon on his back and something coming out the portal against him. But I love these things.
That looks a lot like Professor Kingsman.
Oh, really? Nice.
I really do.
And as always, I'm Ian, the Dragonborn Bard, and this has been DragonBorn Industries painting up the monster manual, where I'm going to once more on stream check my calendar again for Richard for next Thursday, the 21st, which seems to be absolutely fine. For the next episode, the Death Tyrant.
What
we are still in the Beholder. Death Tyrant.
Death Tyrant.
Yeah, Death Tyrant. And I've got a WizKids one ready to go. I'm going to prime it in brown and then just dry brush away, and I think I'm going to be done really quickly again. It's the eyes that are going to be the hard part. And yeah, I think have you got a mini ready to go yet, Richard, for that?
I've got a couple of ideas for that, but I'll have to have a look.
Nice. And once more with the giveaway, we're going to be doing it on YouTube, so it's going to be a comments thing. So make sure you go to the YouTube video, give it a subscribe, and then like the video, and just put in the comments the word Beholder. And at the end of the month, the 30th of September, we will random generate, pick a winner on those comments, and it's open worldwide. I'll ship it out to anywhere. You've got the dice, and that's the dice right there, the chunky D20 with the Beholder eye in it, and obviously the miniature that Richard was painting up today, but another variant of it. Until then,
follow on Instagram, everyone here.
Yes, please do go follow these amazing people, because yeah, I've met them through either Band of Badges or through Instagram or through Twitch, and they're just all just the kindest and most amazing people. And I do hope that with them and with all of you out there, the dice gods are forever in your favor. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'm stuck on this. Stupid StreamYard. There we go.